All right, I am in Dallas, Texas at the We Partner Network's office, right? Our bricks and mortar office. We've got our president, EXP Commercial President, Mr. James Huang here. We were just talking about, Jim, the growth of EXP Commercial. We're now 2+ years into a brand new launch that you helped us launch at EXP Commercial. We all know first 2 years are always the toughest, and we've gotten through it.
Yes.
And we've seen some growing pains, and we're growing and we're profitable. Jim, where are we going now? And Daniel, you're one of the major leaders here. Where do you guys see EXP Commercial growing, and what do we need to do as real estate agents, as EXP agents, to promote commercial? How can we help you and commercial build?
Well, thank you for that. And yes, the first 2 years is always proof of concept, teaching people whether the true commercial platform, since we are two separate companies from realty and commercial.
Yeah.
That is one very big differentiation.
Yeah.
The other thing is we're not realtors. We have no MLS and we're not realtors.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, the tools and the platform of what we need in commercial is so different from realty and residential. Because in residential, you have one product type.
Yep.
Homes, what you live in.
Yep.
Commercial, you have transactions that could be multifamily, retail, office, industrial, and some specialty products. You have leasing, which could be landlord and tenant rep, but now you also have business opportunities. So you have three very distinct categories with three very distinct tools, very distinct leadership, very distinct expertise that we had to build. And we've accomplished that in the first 2 years. But like growing pains, as you said, like EXP, we were saying in realty, 6 years ago.
6 years ago, there were potholes everywhere on this road, right?
Well,
now it's paved. Now it's a 6-lane highway.
So
for commercial, where are we? Yeah.
We are the HOV.
What are the HOV?
Right? But we have some potholes too.
We're
just one lane but going faster.
All right.
But we have potholes also. So right now, as the growing pains, but learning quicker from what realty's done, took 6 years to get here. It's taking us to, now we're growing and filling up the potholes for our brokerage company that does transaction, leasing, and business op.
Yeah.
We are in stage 3 right now, 3rd year of building our services.
Yeah.
The capital markets, the asset facility management, corporate services, and valuation.
All right.
This is how you make commercial real estate full service.
So you brought up those 4 things. Let's start by breaking it down to the basic real estate language. Each of those 4 segments. Start with capital markets. What is it? What is it to the average 1.6 million realtors who don't really understand capital markets? Right? What is it, Jim?
So capital markets, especially in this condition, is putting all the money together.
Yep.
Whether it's a general partnership, joint venture,
Yep.
GP, general partner money, to LP, limited partners that invest, OPM, other people to this idea.
Yeah.
Right now in this market, because everyone has a difference, you have a mezz, the middle piece,
Sure.
which is mezz equity, mezz debt, a middle piece that you need to gap.
Sure.
And most people in residential may just think of the debt.
That's right.
Right, like Fannie, Freddie,
Sure.
you can get a 3% down, 5% down, 20% down if you want to pay PMI. That is the debt part. So when we say capital markets, it's the complete structure.
Yeah.
But a lot of times residential, when we just talk
The
about the
complete
debt.
structure to put together a commercial deal.
Yes, you need all of that money.
And EXP Commercial is poised because we have the contacts and we have the know-how and we have the talent, right? To put it all together to help the commercial real estate professional do better and do more developments. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, and I want to get Daniel's advice from seeing it, being here from the very beginning of the growth, expansion, and vision of how we're going to start growing and expanding.
Well, for me, it was really about leadership, right? The platform was great to begin with, but it was really about leadership and leap of faith of understanding, like, we're going to be in ground zero creating this commercial company. And then from that, just kind of growing over the 2 years and then just growing the organization, understanding the platform better, understanding that this platform is amazing, where it really works, where I can, because I've had a residential franchise, I had a commercial franchise with you, and just kind of pulling it together, but also keeping it separate.
Sure.
Right? I think the key component was having the 2 separate companies, but also understanding the realty side. You do have people that are resi-commercial, right? That's another term, where we have these agents that want to learn commercial, but they're not ready to go on this side of the fence yet, right? Or they go to the HOV, because they don't have 2 people.
Sure.
But until then, they can still learn, right? So commercial has a platform for training, right? And that helps the junior agents, and then as they really decide, because we're all entrepreneurs, right? We have to make a business decision.
Yeah.
Which lane do I want to be in?
Sure.
And there are a lot of because the residential agents, they do have clients, right? They're buying home multi-million-dollar homes that they have a client, they need to refer it out.
Yeah, and those clients might want to invest.
Correct.
Right.
So it creates the best of both worlds. We're still figuring out how to merge things together better, but that's just part of the growing pains, and it just takes time.
So capital markets, what's the second thing?
Yeah, asset management.
Asset management.
Or
okay.
property management.
Break that down. How can residential agents help commercial build?
Well, see,
growth?
and that's the one thing. When you say property management, because there's so many diverse types of commercial real estate and expertise, property management is a generic word. But when you get down to expertise and knowledge, all these verticals, you cannot, and usually, unless you have well-capitalized, a big company, do it all. I don't know anyone that does it all.
Got it.
But you could put it all together in a structure to manage. Asset management is usually a third-party umbrella where you're not managing it directly. You outsource to a third-party property management, but you oversee their books and records, their compliance, other issues that you can make sure you're managing it right with boots on the ground. And instead of trying to be everything to all parts in management, you asset management, finding the right group of property management, been around, high integrity, no dings, right support, good experience running that product type is the right property management for an asset management to engage in.
Okay.
And in this cycle, many people know when the REO crisis and also what happened last cycle is when real estate and residential asset management was getting the residential.
Right.
This cycle, you're going to start seeing asset management taking over office buildings, retail buildings, which happened about 15, 20 years ago. It's just a cycle of the experts taking over, running it, asset management overseeing it, but then going and working with banks or financial institutions to earn and win their business. Because we are a brokerage company, we have the asset management working with the right third-party property management companies to win the receivership business. And you do need a brokerage company, you do need to have the expertise within asset management, and most likely they want you to have an auction platform too, so you can engage and get these buildings taken care of for the banks or financial institutions. And in this market cycle, it is very important that we have this.
So capital markets, asset management, all those, for most real estate agents, we think of commissions. From that perspective, those first two pieces, the earnings comes from fees.
They're called fees, not commissions.
Fees, not commissions, right?
Yeah, but because of our structure, we're working a way we could structure to put it to help the company earn fees that the company that are non-RESPA, non-tappable, that really helps our company grow. So when we have the best program, I believe in commercial real estate for what we have, 80-20 capping at 20,000, which for most good commercial brokers, there's one or two deals. They're done, right? But then we don't make more money to keep the battle, keep more money coming into the company. We need these other services, commercial services, that becomes full service commercial real estate. All of the big full corporate companies like us, we're corporate, has not only the brokerage, not only leasing and other parts, but they run capital markets, they run asset management, facility management, they run their own valuation part of the company.
So that's the
they
third piece, valuations.
Correct.
Okay.
So I think before there, it's going to the asset management, property management. For me, having properties, this will be great because the economy of scale, right? As a property manager of our own assets, right? Maybe I'm charging 5% back to the property, but they can do it at 3%, right? Economy of scale, but then I can still make it 2% back and not have to worry about the headache. So in the future, as this grows, I can move this over as an owner also, right? As an owner, it could be plugged in to this platform, and that will bring a value prop because of the economy of scale.
And that's a very good point. Because of our company, 88,000 overall agents, we have economies of scale. We can bring the pricing down to be so efficient on our numbers that you almost have to engage to run it and work through us, because we can bring the numbers down to a point where it's so efficient with cost savings and then profitability to focus on. No one wants to do property management, but you need to. Because you hope you could do a transactional piece. But when you have a captive audience, because the property management companies usually talk to your clients the most, you can now add all these other services that have higher margins. The other one in property management is the rehab, the tenant improvements, the property preservation that are used with contractors. Contractors have a very juicy spread where it comes to 25 to 40% margins, because their hardest part is getting the client, which is the property management, to use their services. And if we bring the economies of scale down, we, EXP, can get that extra 10, maybe 20% from their healthy margins, because we're giving them about a bunch of business from our brokers to our property asset management part of the company. So it works together, and that's why these large corporate, full service commercial firms work very well, especially in a down market where brokerage don't do so much. Right. It's their other services that keep their company alive through cash flow.
I love it. What's the fourth piece?
Well, I would say this, from valuations. When the market changes, banks and everyone wants to know, we always share mark to market. They want to know, what is my property worth now? Not what it was worth before, not what I bought it, but in this market with my leases, rental rates, vacancies, new financing, and risk, right? Because risk factor is another piece of the analysis. What is my property worth now? Is what commercial real estate, usually with NAI appraisers, right? They have to look at it and say, this is what it's worth in this market. And all banks are looking at, what is it worth for the liability? If we have to take it back, what do we do with this piece of real estate?
Closing comments, guys, closing comments. Where is EXP Commercial going in year 3 and 4?
Year 3 and 4 is just continued growth and finding the right talent. I think the first 2 years, a lot of people were trying to understand what the platform was about. We're still, it's taking traction, right? We're almost at 800 commercial brokers. And, once we hit that 1,000 mark, I know that it's just going to continue. And, with the right leadership and just adding more services, adding more talent, people join people. So we just need to get the word out there and just connect with more people and just kind of share what we're doing.
Yeah, what I'm excited is we have proof of concept, the foundation. You always have to solidify and strengthen your foundation, no matter what. Like you said, maintenance with potholes. No matter how much you fill the holes, potholes keep coming. New things happen on your road. You got to be vigilant, watching and making sure your road is always, and maybe there's new material. Maybe it's not asphalt. Maybe there's some new, nano something that could repair itself. You got to keep vigilant about watching your road, making sure it's made, or new material to do it better, so you don't have to keep replacing it. From that foundation, we need to build these services, whether it's, wow, we have this road, but why don't we build high-speed rail on top of it, right? We just put a line, put it up, here's high-speed rail. And adding these services, the foundation of the brokerage. The next is the services to be full service commercial that enhances all of our commercial agents. And most true commercial agents need a capital markets. They need an asset facility management. They need valuation and corporate services, because it enhances the commercial agents. It allows the more true commercial agents to join. And I hope year 3, which we're in right now, we build these other services out to support a changing market, diversifying our cash flow streams. And then in time, building some other financial products that we can help build equity value in our company. And when the market turns, who didn't want to buy more single family homes 2007 to 2012? If you would have, everyone there would have been retired. It's the same thing in commercial. This market is a commercial real estate crisis with office buildings, retail, and the chain reaction in major cities. And because what we did in the metaverse, people are remote working. People are looking at different ways, and the opportunity is now, because we always know during a crisis is opportunity.
That's right.
And EXP is going to grab that opportunity.
That's right.
There you have it, folks. That's our EXP Commercial President James Huang, and one of our rockstar commercial brokers here, Daniel Eng, out of his Dallas office in the We Partners Network.